Welcome to Warriors TV. Tonight we are talking with Deeside Dragons coach Mike Clancy. First of all, Mike, thank you for joining us. Always a pleasure. What was your take on today's game?
Tough one, really. I think we had some bad news on the travel up that upset a couple of our plans and systems and things. I think we played a little bit scared that first period. The traditional coming to Whitley strong, going to hit you, and I think heads weren't up. They were a little bit down, thinking about the things that didn't go right on the travel up, and a little bit out of sorts. But look, Whitley's a great place to come to. It's old time hockey for me, and it's a fantastic sort of compete level. So love coming up here.
Well, that's great to hear. I guess really the damage was in that opening 8 minutes that you said wasn't the best preparation. Was there maybe a few bus legs as well that might have played a part?
No, not really. We had to tear the lines up completely because of something the IHA sent us across, but that's for us to deal with separately.
Yeah.
For me, that unsettled an awful lot of our plans from today's perspective, and it took us a little while to get going, people not understanding who they were playing with and things like that, but we soon got through it. I think we grew into the game, and that's the best way to describe it.
Yes, I'd agree. I think you did a good job of shutting the Warriors' offense down at that point. Kept it close as well, you'd say?
Yeah, I think the 3-0 was always going to be difficult. I mean, that 0-0 second period for me was that growing opportunity, and then getting a first goal early in the third really helped us sort of step on, and that belief started to grow. And I think the game was evenly matched in the third period. First period, absolutely Warriors all day long. Second period was a bit of give and take. It was end to end, and that third period I thought was a great compete from both sides.
Yeah, it was. You got the second goal back, made it 3-2 with Petr Valuziak's goal. Warriors then get a goal back not so long after that. Was that the killer, do you think? Because at 3-2, it's a different game, isn't it?
Yeah, I think we're all screaming off the bench for what we felt was a penalty one way, and next minute we're penalised the other. And look, if I look back on it, really, it took about 3 deflections before coming off a foot, not a kick at all. And it's gone past Coyle. There's not a great deal we can do, but we kept up that momentum. We pulled the goalie. We really tried to see that game through on a positive. Another goal could have offered a little bit more momentum coming into the closing stages.
Yeah, obviously tough night last night against Billingham, but I guess there's positives to have had to have kept Whitley so close tonight.
Yeah, I think. Look, like last night's game for us was an absolute off night. But when you're playing Saturday, Sunday every week since we started, without that sort of backfill of training and everything, at some point you're going to suffer a little bit of fatigue and things. And I think if I look at Billingham last night, that was probably our fatigue. Start tonight wasn't great, but I think we grew into the game. Give me another 10 minutes in this game, and perhaps we could have drew something or got something more out of it.
Yeah, and looking ahead, got another busy weekend next weekend. Got Warriors at home. I'm presuming you've got a Saturday game as well.
Unfortunately, Saturday, Sunday every week, so it doesn't stop. But yeah, I'm looking forward to next weekend. I think next weekend is going to be a great compete. Coming to Deeside, it's a huge pad. Not too many people are familiar with it. Class all round now, great facility, and it's really built for hockey. So looking forward to seeing Whitley compete in a bigger rink, because I think it will stretch them a little. But we'll have our own game plan and our own rink to hopefully take a couple of points.
Well, yeah, there's no doubt that you could do that. Looking ahead to the playoffs, though, I mean, is it about just trying to get some momentum going before the playoffs come around?
Always was. I think we focused on the playoffs being our opportunity. So let's get through the league. Let's start building momentum as we come through the latter stages, and hopefully we can have a good showing in the playoffs and make that final four. Still not changed. We've got some complications in the mix that we need to deal with outside. But no, we think a positive showing. Likelihood is we'll either meet Billingham or potentially Whitley Bay at the moment. Yeah. And I'd welcome any side, to be quite honest. I think if you come to Deeside on a day when we're on our game, then you're going to get a great compete. It's up to us to maintain that.
Well, absolutely, and best of luck with that. Just before you go, putting your GB hat on, the roster was announced this week for the team going out to Korea. So are you excited about that? It's going to be a bigger challenge this year, having earned promotion last season.
Yeah, listen, really excited to get the team out there. Really excited to meet in Deeside in I think it's the last weekend of March. We're all together as a group. The girls have got a great opportunity to actually bounce, like we said before, so that gold opportunity. And then it's building a team behind that to be able to sustain and maintain staying at that level, which is really, really important. So a lot of new faces. We've introduced some youngsters into the squad now, because we believe that next year or the year after they'll be impact players at this level. So hopefully we'll start to see that come into fruition.
Well, best of luck with that and for the rest of the season.
Great stuff. Thank you.
Thanks, Mike.
Cheers.